AAA game companies, hello Ubisoft, seem to release way too many games, and it seems they just can't meet deadlines. So they release unfinished games that usually need major patches at or soon after release. And I believe this leads to many game failures that might not deserve it in the long run. So stick around for my impressions on Ghost Recon Wildlands after the patch. Hey guys, as part of my After the Patch series, I'm going to look at Ghost Recon Wildlands a few months after release. When I played the beta, I wasn't able to play as much as I would have liked, but certain issues were immediately apparent, and right away you could tell missions kind of felt boring, the environment felt empty, vehicles were kind of terrible to drive. Basically, one reason I didn't play the beta much was because I didn't find it fun, so at the time I decided to invest my time elsewhere. I had made a video at the time, but I'd quickly taken it down as I felt I hadn't invested the time to properly give my impressions on the game. So I received Ghost Recon Wildlands, the full version, as a gift for purchasing a new graphics card. My choices were between Ghost Recon's Wildland and For Honor, and I guess I chose this over For Honor because that game just doesn't appeal to me. It felt at the time like choosing the less shitty of two shitty options, but I'm happy I chose Wildlands, and hopefully this video will explain why, and maybe help some of you decide whether it's worth your time and money. Also, I'd like to add that this video mostly focuses on the single player. I'll quickly say that multiplayer co-op is a lot of fun, and that's what I had mostly enjoyed about the beta, but since I got the full release, I've been focusing on the campaign, so I'll focus on that for this video. So what's Ghost Recon Wildlands? Basically, it's an open-world third-person shooter, tactical shooter, with some RPG elements that attempts to offer freedom to the player. You're a ghost attempting to take down a crime organization from the lower cartels all the way up to the kingpin. So the story is a little generic, and this will affect everyone differently based on how much importance story has for you personally. Myself, I'll say that once I was playing, I didn't really stop and think about it too much. I felt like my job was to complete missions, and I'd leave the details to the bureaucrats and the higher-ups. I'm a boots-to-the-ground ghost, god damn it. So at the end, I'll try to mention what improvements I believe have been made and my final thoughts on the game in general. So, on to the details. I'd like to start with the graphics. For me, this game looks amazing. From beta to now, the game has always looked great, so there's really not much to add here. If you have a good video card, this game will take full advantage of that, and there are so many options in the settings that you can basically adjust your mustache hair if you want. Go for it. Tom Selleck would be proud. Yes, I am that old. So let's move on to sound. The positive is that sound effects like gunfire and shit blowing up sound amazing. The music is good. Basically, the game sound does a pretty good job immersing you into the gameplay. One thing I'd like to note, though, is that Team AI chatter gets a little repetitive, and enemy chatter also gets repetitive. I guess there are only so many dialogue lines to go around. Also, why does the enemy yell out that it's time to rush, as if they definitely want to give their tactical advantage away? This breaks immersion a little bit, but isn't a deal breaker by any means, but it's worth mentioning. So how do the physics hold up? Well, there are many positives and a few faults here. The best part for me is the guns. Bullets have drop and are affected by suppressors and other attachments, and gunplay feels really good. You can also customize most weapons according to your preference, and there are quite a few different weapons to accommodate many playstyles, like silenced SMGs, full-on LMGs, and sniper rifles. So you can scope out an area with your drone and plan your attack silently, or go in guns a-blazing. Although I'm not sure I'd recommend the latter. But anyways, it's all up to you. Another gameplay element I want to talk about is the skill tree. If you like side missions, this is a dream come true, as you will collect extra skill points to boost whatever aspect of your character that suits your gameplay. Personally, I suck at stealth, so I tend to invest in health points and physical attributes as much as possible, but you might, on the other hand, want to improve your drone capabilities or silent running. It's all up to you, and there are many options. This, to me, is one area the game truly shines, as it gives you the option to go in whatever way you choose. A quick mention to cosmetics. as you can basically paint your gun in an insane variety of paint schemes, and if that's your thing, go for it. Let's go into vehicles, as a lot of you, including myself, weren't fans of the vehicles in the beta. They felt too floaty, maybe? Not sure exactly what word to use, but I think you know what I'm getting at. Anyways, I believe they've improved at least a bit. I drive quite a bit, and I'm okay with the vehicles. The cars and trucks have different weight to them, and overall, they do the job. Yeah, I know, that was a generic as hell description, but honestly, for me, the vehicles in Wildlands serve their purpose. They're not the centerpiece of the game. The boats are fine. The helicopters are my favorite vehicles. At first, I had a rough time with flying, but once I got the hang of it, I found it quite enjoyable, and probably the best way to get from point A to point B. Oddly enough, I haven't flown a single plane yet. From past experience, though, I'd say that's probably for the best. There are a few mountainsides in this game, so anyways. So to the end of this video, I'd want to recap the improvements that I believe have helped the game since launch. First off, the game feels a little more densely populated. In the beta, one of my major issues was going from point A to point B, there was not really a whole lot going on. Right now, there seems to be a lot more going on. There's cartel shit going down everywhere. And this seemingly little touch helps the game quite a bit. So you're going from point A to point B, you'll run into these little skirmishes and shit, so that's pretty cool. I haven't encountered too many bugs, and overall the game just feels more polished. There are a few bugs, but overall, I've played quite a few hours without really having to ever restart the game or anything like that. I think maybe once. So after the patch, is this game better? This is the question I want to ask and answer. I would say absolutely. There's definitely enough content here for your money, and if it's on sale, I'd recommend looking into it. Would I recommend paying full price? No. And my message to Ubisoft and other big name companies is this. If you want me to pay full price for a game, release it in a state that deserves my hard-earned dollars. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, definitely take advantage of the comments section down below, and I'll get back to you. Also, consider a like and sub, as making these videos is a shit ton of work, and I appreciate the love. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care and have a good one.